Now, I need a beautiful workforce for that. If my workforce is not actively engaged, I can't give that kind of result. I can't run at the speed what I'm expected to do. My investors are pumping money on me. And I really need to keep up with that pace. My workforce really need to understand the big picture of that. Today, people are not understanding the big picture. They just work at a very silo level. I only know myself, my team. Why are we working this? What's the big picture? How is contributing to the higher level? And that's my work.
Welcome to one more episode of Getting Real with Real Tycoon. So our goal with this show is to bring entrepreneurs who can help you build your mindset. So our guest on today's show has traveled across almost 25 countries implementing his learning and development solutions, and is also a business coach, Mr. Shiva Kumar. Sir. Hi. So sir, you have been into both IT and also into coaching sector, like being a business coach. So why don't you just walk us through both the roles, because both are like completely different on their own terms. So why don't you just walk us through both of those roles?
All right. There are two divisions, as you said. One is the learning and development space. The other one is called the coaching space. When you look at the learning and development space, my role is more in terms of getting the workforce readiness to an organization.
Okay.
So if you take an organization, you have a set of people to do a particular task.
Yeah.
And these people need to be skilled workforce.
Okay.
Now, how do you make them a skilled persons? We have different methodologies which suits the organization need, which suits the requirement. There are multiple things. Say, for example, an IT consulting company. An IT consulting company, there are 4 kinds of consulting. Probably you can be aware about it.
Okay.
One is called a strategic consulting.
Strategic consulting.
Strategic consulting is one consulting you have heard about. Second one is called business consulting.
Okay.
You talk about the business part of it. Third one is called project consulting.
Okay.
Specific to the project alone.
Okay.
The last one is called technology consulting.
Okay.
You speak about Java, you speak about SAP, big data, artificial intelligence, these areas.
Right.
So strategy consulting, business consulting, project consulting, or technology consulting.
Okay.
Any of these activities when you're engaged with a client, you need to provide them the service.
Okay.
To do that service, we recruit people, we train them,
Okay.
we monitor them, we evaluate them, and we deploy them in the projects. When you do this deployment, not all the resources have been taken from the market. There are already existing resources within the organization. So we do something called as a skilling.
Okay.
Now, what are the different kinds of skilling you do? Upskilling. Upskilling is nothing but you already know one particular program or a tool, go to the next version of it. That's called upskilling.
Okay.
Cross-skilling. What is cross-skilling? You know one particular technology. You take a turn and learn something new from SAP to Salesforce. You want to learn a new thing. That is something you can do.
Okay.
Upskilling, cross-skilling, reskilling.
Or reskilling.
Reskilling. I already know that, but I still would like to refresh it. That's the reskilling part of it. Sometimes all these 3 put together, we call it as a multi-skilling.
Okay.
So we can do the skilling part of it. This is the L&D, learning and development, where you make sure your workforce is ready to get deployed in a project, especially when they go and win a deal and come back. That's a learning and development role.
Okay.
When it comes to business coach, see, today the mantra for a business executive, be it at a mid-level or a senior level or at a CXO, the mantra is only 3 things. Either be first, or be best, or be different. Okay. Either be first in doing anything, or be best in it, or do differently. Any of this you have to engage. Now, as a business coach, my work would be to enable these people to fit into any of this, where they can create the 2 I's, we call it, which is impact and influence.
Okay.
So as a business coach, if you're able to help a person to create the two eyes in any of these three areas, that is where a business coach roles get fulfilled.
Coaching specific. There's again executive coaching and again life skills coaching. You have been involved in both of them. So how different are both of them, and how do you change your roles or mindset when you choose life skills on executive business?
And I'm glad you're aware about both these skills. Not many people are aware about, it's life skill or executive skill.
Yeah.
People know it's skill. Coaching is there.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the commonality first.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you the differences.
Yeah.
Generally, people get stuck in any of the three areas. We call it as a 3F, triple F. It's called a fight, flight, or freeze.
Okay.
So fight is, you don't know what you're doing. You just end up in muddling around with it, not able to fix a proper solution. You just keep fighting with the scenario. Completely challenging, not able to get a solution. That's the fight. Flight, you run away. You get scared of the scenario and run away from the scenario. Third one is freeze. You're stuck. You don't know what to do. The what next is not there. Now this is a common area we will try to address both in life skill and executive.
Okay.
Now let's take life skill for example. Life skill is something to do with a person's personal life.
Okay.
For example, in life skill coaching, we would say, for example, a person comes in and he wants to work on his relationship. It could be a relationship with his parents or with his partner, spouse, or a business partner, anybody he can work around with.
Okay.
So he would like to see that, hey, I think these are all the areas which I need to improve upon.
Okay.
Help me out. Is one thing he'll say. Now when I say relationship coaching actually works on metrics. But when you say relationship, how do you work on the metrics? Still you have metrics. For example, when you work on something called outcome, even a relationship has an outcome. For example, what do you want in a relationship? The basic thing is you want happiness. Correct? Happiness is something which you look for in a relationship. Can that be broken down to metrics? Yes. In fact, if I could recollect what Shiva Kumar was mentioning, he brings in a formula. Okay. It seems there's one of the university in US who broke down the happiness into a formula. He says, happiness, there are 4 components. He says 10% of any happiness can be brought by money. Okay. Money or wealth gives you only 10%. You can't go even a person more than that. It's only 10% you can stick to it. Okay. So what is the remaining 90? 3 components are there. 40% of happiness quotient, he says, goes to a person where is he or she able to live with the person whom he likes. Okay. Am I living with the person whom I like? That contributes to 40%. So you should live with the people whom you like. Okay. That's a 40%. And then comes the third component, which is also another 40%, which it says, are you doing what you want to do? Are you free enough? Is your mind free enough? Are you allowed to do without any kind of constraints in your scenario? Are you allowed to do anything? If you're allowed to do anything, and I am doing what I like, that contributes to 40%. Okay. And the last 10% is, it remains secret. We don't know what it is. And that's something because it's individual, what brings happiness is that 10% secrets we never knew what is it. Yeah. So that is something a happiness quotient is all about. Okay. So when you want to help anybody, check the person is happy in a relationship, check are they doing what they want to, have they enough wealth, and that's something in the life skill coaching we do it. Okay. When it comes to business coaching, business, we make it very simple. we help the person to meet their aspiration, any of the business goals.
Okay.
That's what more specifically we do in business. Right. In terms of business coaching, probably an example if I could think of it.
Okay.
There's something called a business acumen skill which people want to work upon. Okay. Whether it's a mid-level or a senior level or a CXO, as I said. How do we put it? Let's put it this way. As a coach, we help them to perform better in 3 areas. Again, let's put it this way. One is know who is your customer.
Okay.
And what are their needs.
Okay.
This is one particular thing. Because knowing a customer is one part of the business, but knowing what they need really needs skill. What you say and what is the real interest or requirement you never knew. So identifying the need, it requires a skill. And you really need to be coached to make sure how to identify that. So know your customer and their need. Okay. Second most difficult thing. Know your competitors.
Okay.
And what they offer. So knowing the competitor is not great difficult, but what they offer is something which you need to work upon. Okay. The last one is know who you are.
Okay.
And what's your value proposition. So if I could put it very simple, know your customer, what they need, know your competitor, what they offer, know yourself and your value proposition. Okay. So if you know this is something we help coach on a business level to make sure you perform and you get it. That's on the business coach front.
So you work with a lot of IT companies, right? So before working with them or while working with them, so what are the details that you get into? Because from company to company it differs a lot, and you need to customize your coaching, whatever you do. You need to customize. How do you do that?
A good question. As a coach, we spend a lot of time in identifying the problem.
Okay.
If you identify the problem, almost 50% of your coaching activity is comfortable, because what they say and what they need could be different.
Okay.
What they state and when you drill down, something else may come off.
True.
So identifying the problem is half of your success. Customizing it is one step before customizing. Now, when we analyze the problem, first thing we'll come to a conclusion is, will coaching be a solution for this problem?
Okay.
Because we never knew. They think it's coaching. Coaching is different from training. Training is different from mentoring. Mentoring is different from counseling.
Okay.
So there are multiple things there. So they never knew. They just approach a coach.
Okay.
The first thing, hey, is coaching is going to be a solution for you.
Okay.
Once you identify, yes, coaching is going to be a solution. Then we work with the client of first thing putting is, what is the expected outcome? Because expected outcome is very important in a coaching, otherwise it takes you everywhere. So you have to make sure this is the expected outcome.
Okay.
Once you freeze on the expected outcome, put metrics to it.
Okay.
You put the metrics. Hey, this is the percentage I would like to improve. This is what I want. This is what I want. Very specific. For example, in business coaching, there'll be a C-level executive who's sponsoring for their immediate senior level guys.
Okay. Yeah, true.
So when that happens, his statement would be very simple. I want to improve the efficiency of my sales team. So when you say efficiency of a sales team, efficiency is what? You drill down. So when you drill down, there are multiple answers comes in. Majorly, it refers to performance.
Okay.
Performance of a person needs to be improved. When you say performance, again, performance has a lot of parameters. Very recently, we drilled down to one particular area. Where performance, we brought it down to speed and accuracy.
Okay.
This is what was lagging, and this is what they define as performance, and we would like to improve the efficiency. Speed has its own component. How many number of days they take to address an RFI, RFP, RFQs, request for proposal, request for information. How long they take, how many informations are available, how quick they take to get the resources. All this comes in speed. Accuracy. I can work speed, but if I don't have the accuracy, the first thing that goes for a toss is my quality. Accuracy refers to the quality of work. So your quality is more important. Accuracy refers to less error. Accuracy refers to reliability. Accuracy requires to the amount of effort, time, and money that's required. So as a business coach, we sit with them and understand, okay, I'm going to improve your performance in speed and improving your accuracy. Let's work it out. That's going to be the goal and that's going to be the metrics.
Okay.
So this is how we customize the program from, hey, I need coaching. Let's drill down.
Okay.
Problem. Okay, this is the expected outcome. Now let's go further down. Drill down. We get it.
So coming to life skills coaching specifically one side. So how do you deal with the 3 F's that which you have pointed out in the previous question, like the 3 F's in health, wealth, social life, or the mental side? How do you manage all these kind of?
The problem majorly we see when it comes to coaching is we help them to address the 3 areas.
Okay.
1, what to change.
Okay.
2, what to eliminate. 3, what to retain. So if an individual is aware about what to change, what to retain, and what to eliminate, half of the problem is solved.
Okay.
Because that is where they get confused. What they need to change, they'll eliminate it. What they need to eliminate it, they'll retain. What they need to retain, they'll change it.
Okay.
This is where a coach plays a significant role of making them understand. Now, once you understand, as I said, half the work is done. The remaining half is quite simple. You need to only build their capacity. Building the capacity to achieve their targets.
Okay.
That's going to be quite easy. When you are working on when your basics are strong, the remaining levels would be much easier to go about with it.
Okay.
That's where we are able to help the 3F.
Okay.
Whether it be the life skill or
Great. So you specifically again work with a lot of IT companies most of the time, right? So in most of the companies, what do you find the major issue in terms of performance?
with the employees.
Yeah, right. With employees.
I'll quote a survey that's been conducted by Gallup,
Great.
one of the big guys.
Okay.
They say in any organization, it's only 30% of people are actively engaged.
Okay.
That's a truth.
Okay.
It's a hard truth.
Okay.
Which means the remaining 70% are not actively engaged. What's happening to them? 50% of them are disengaged.
Okay.
They come, they work, they're not actively engaged.
Okay.
Whereas the last 20s are completely disengaged.
Okay.
When I say completely disengaged, errors, defects, delayed deadlines, no outcomes, piles of excuses.
Okay.
You know why I didn't do it? This is what happens. So the kind of disengagement is really bothering. Maybe I feel like when you work, you need to have 2 components, your mind and your heart. Today, mind is there, heart is not there. When I say actively engaged means it's a mind, where you feel passionate about what you're doing. Okay. If that is missing, it has a direct impact on, you either call it commitment or accountability part of it. You can take accountability, you can take commitment, but you will not be able to provide an overwhelming response. We always say that, there's a difference between output and outcome.
Yeah.
I had an output from you. Output is more of a number or some kind of, you want this, I gave it to you.
Okay.
Outcome is result. Result is one step higher than a number. You gave me a number, but is it providing me what I require from an organization perspective? That's at a higher level. Now, I need a beautiful workforce for that. If my workforce is not actively engaged, I can't give that kind of result. I can't run at the speed what I'm expected to do. My investors are pumping money on me. And I really need to keep up with that pace. My workforce really need to understand the big picture and part. Today, people are not understanding the big picture. They just work at a very silo level. I only know myself, my team. Why are we working this? What's the big picture? How it's contributing to the higher level? And that's quite poor.
So what happens to those 20% in general?
They remain in the last 20. Disengaged people.
Yeah. Like, how do you assess them? Are they eliminated, or what happens to them in general?
One is they've been protected by the godfathers of an organization.
Okay.
They don't perform.
Okay.
That's one part of it. Second thing is the growth ladder is stuck. The career path is very slow. You won't have a career path for them. They'll be spending like 7 years, 8 years in the same position for a long time. If you look at the appraisals, performance appraisals again, the rating would be mediocre. You hardly can see a star rating for them. They'll be stuck in that level.
So the coaching helps mostly to the middle people who are the 50%, is it? Or
coaching helps at all levels.
okay, fine.
Coaching helps you from where you are to where you want to go. That's what coaching is. You be at a rock bottom or at a higher level.
Okay.
Both the level it works. And today coaching has been affordable. Earlier it was not affordable. Coaching is a very expensive exercise. If you want to engage it, I'll tell you, probably it'll take 10 sessions on coaching.
Okay.
And it costs you $10,000. $10,000 is today USD. You can calculate it. So every session you can have it once in a fortnight or once in a week. So 3 months, you pay that money. 6 lakhs or 5.5 lakhs, whatever it is.
Okay.
That's the cost of it. And today, you have coaches available. ICF, I'm a certified ICF. ICF stands for International Coach Federation, and I've been certified from there. So we have a lot of people today who are aware about it, getting themselves certified. I lived in US, where I know the importance of coaching. And I'm happy to see even in India today, coaching is coming up to the limelight. And many organizations, HRs are working towards it to move their workforce who are disengaged to the next level. Because coaching is very powerful. It's not like a general training on 50 people, hey, listen, it's like one-on-one. Coaching is always one-on-one. Coaching is result-oriented.
Okay. So when you get onto the one-on-one coaching, so is there any kind sort of technique that you use, like NLP, or any sort of technique that you use to dissect the mindset of the people and get in depth of what they are thinking to understand their mindset? Like, is there any specific technique?
Good question. In fact, we have a lot of techniques. As you mentioned, NLP.
Yeah.
NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Program, and you know about Richard Bandler, who comes out with lots of techniques and tools. There are many techniques available. Probably I'll tell you what these techniques are helping. As you rightly said, how it dissects. The tools what we are using, or the assessment what we do, helps a person to improve on 4 levels. Let's keep it. Will help a person to improve on physical intelligence. Physical intelligence is 1. Mental intelligence is 2. Emotional intelligence is 3. Spiritual intelligence is 4. And when I say first one is physical intelligence, what does a physical intelligence does? A physical intelligence helps a person to get disciplined. I take care of myself, be it whether it's food or work habit or exercise or whatever you call it. We help the person to get that, improve on physical intelligence, where it reflects in the discipline part of it. The second one is mental discipline. So where does a mental discipline helps? A mental intelligence. Where does a mental intelligence help? Mental intelligence helps you to improve on your vision, where you want to go and how do you want to go. That vision, that predictability gets improved when you work on your mental intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, the answer is very simple. It improves your passion. You're very passionate about it. The last one is spiritual intelligence. Spiritual intelligence helps you to focus more on your conscience. How you work on ethics, values, personal integrity. Those things it helps you to work on. So this is where all these tools and techniques, be it NLP or multiple tools and techniques, we use it to address it.
Who comes to your mind when you listen to the word successful?
Successful.
Yeah.
Are you from Chennai?
No.
You're not from Chennai.
I'm not from Chennai.
There's a place called Ashok Nagar.
Yeah.
You heard about a place called Ashok Nagar?
I heard about it.
There was a lady called Lakshmi in Ashok Nagar who was a stenographer. She was actually from Madurai, which is another district, and she came from there.
Oh.
She got married. She had a son. She put her son in a school called Jawahar Vidyalaya.
Okay.
There, this guy really studied well. And he went for Vanamani. Then he went for IIT Kanpur. Then he went for Stanford. From Stanford, he went to Wharton.
Okay.
And today, the guy is making per annum salary is 1,300 crores.
Okay.
His worth of $1.3 billion. You're able to guess him?
That's in the picture.
That's Sundar Pichai, for obvious reasons.
Okay.
The guy who proved the world that anybody from any level to go to any level if they are determined and focused. There is no substitute to hard work, especially for the millennial crowd, where they feel a lot of surface level. They want everything without the hard work. It's very few people like you who are getting into IIT are the ones who might see the intelligence and hard work. I happen to interview a few people from good business schools in India.
Okay.
Highly unfortunate. They're not able to. They come here for intern, and I'm able to witness the kind of lag and the emptiness. I think apart from the top business schools, the other business schools needs to be improved. They just have a status quo syllabus, and when I ask them, what is this, what's Bloom's taxonomy, anything I question, they feel like, sir, we don't know, sir. And that coming from an MBA is like.
Okay. What do you think is lacking in the business school?
No practical exposure.
Okay.
They really don't put them. That's one part of it. The second part of it is they're not clear about the career.
Okay. They themselves are not clear about the career.
They're not clear about the career. They don't know where they want to go and how they want to go. Only if you know where they want to go, you can talk about how. They don't know where they want to go.
Okay. They just want to
I want to finish my MBA. Just let me finish my MBA and let's see. And they're getting into a lot of assumptions that the world is waiting for me with red carpet.
Yeah, right. The ego comes in, right?
Ignorance comes in.
Okay.
Ignorance of, I know. That's actually the biggest ignorance. It was ego earlier time, where you at least know something and you say, I know. Today you don't know and you say, I know is ignorance. By just speaking few big words without knowing its meaning is ignorance. By not knowing what is the market, how it operates, what you need to perform is ignorance. And then
so that's the reason why there are really few people who can succeed.
The kind of, I'll put it this way, the meaning you attach to a word determines its weightage. For example, there's a word called responsibility. If I ask you, Vamsi, what is the meaning of responsibility at the age of 10 for you? You'll give me an answer.
Yeah.
If I ask the same question at the age of 15, you'll give me another answer.
Yeah.
If I ask the same question, hey, what's the meaning of responsibility now? Your answer is different. Your answer differs
with age.
With age, and the meaning you attach to this word is different. Today, when you say you're responsible, how do you look at it? The meaning for you is different.
Yeah, true.
And that's what is lagging. The meaning they attach to the word is not sufficient enough or not good enough to give the drive for them to learn more and perform more. They attach a very, very weak meaning to a word.
That was super powerful, actually. That was super powerful.
Is it? Thank you so much. Maybe I really felt it. They need to do much more on that.
What is a belief that you have that other people treat as insane?
Okay, insane. I don't know if it's insane.
Yeah.
Some people don't believe in it, rather.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer of astrology.
Okay.
And I learned, I practice it for the last 2 decades.
Okay.
That is one of the strong beliefs.
Along with coaching. Okay.
In fact, I'm actually doing a bit of combination of both.
That's really a unique combination.
It's actually something interesting. Let me put it this way. What can you do with astrology? You can't do anything majorly. It's one part of talk. Astrology helps you only in one area. Let me put it this way. It can never stop a rain, but it can help you to prepare an umbrella. You don't get wet. That's what an astrology can do. It will help you. Man, it's going to rain. Carry an umbrella with you. That's what astrology. Second important point is, this is one of the questions which globally voted for the, I think it's globally voted that this is the best question in the world in which everybody would like to
Okay, what is
vote. What next? You can use it in any context you want.
Okay.
What next? That takes you go forward, progress, all things leads to. Astrology plays a very significant role in what next. In coaching, if a person wants to work on relationship, me personally, because ICF doesn't recommend this, I personally, what I do is, let's assume if the person wants to work on relationship, I look at the astrological part of it.
Okay.
And if it tells me he needs to wait or he needs to do something more than this, I wait for that to happen.
Okay.
Because if I don't wait for the time and if I tell him or her to do something, it may be a quick fix. It may not be there for long.
Okay.
So it goes off. And if I ask them to do the right ritual based on the religion or based on the belief, this is actually worked on for me. People call it miraculous. It's not miraculous, simple science. So this particular time, this particular Dasha, Bhakti, planet, whatever they call it, do this, and this, it works.
So do you reveal to the person that you, while coaching, do you reveal this particular thing to the person you coach?
When we start the coaching, we don't do it.
Okay.
As we coach, there's something called dancing with your coachee. Dancing with the coachee is nothing but you're able to sync with them. If you're not able to hit a nail, like the person is not able to fix a solution, then I will volunteer that, hey, can I have a belief in this, I've worked with it, it's okay for you, we take a permission.
Okay, then
Coaching is all about taking permissions and trusting. It's very confidential. People are not happy because I do for many politicians, I do for many movie actors, starting from Hollywood to Hollywood, I do it. I do for sports stars internationally. Very confidential. So can I try this? The moment half of them will be hesitant why a coach is talking about like this.
Okay.
But once you tell them and you show them the result, it works wonders. So for me,
was there any instance where the person wasn't ready for astrology?
Many cases. They say, I don't believe in it. We don't.
Okay.
It's only on acceptance we do it.
Okay, fine.
We don't force it.
Okay.
It's only for the people who believe in it. It's a question of belief, right?
Yeah.
One thing you can't do is you can't question another person's belief.
Yeah, right. Before going to the final question, so where can people reach you?
You can reach me through my mail ID.
Okay.
msshiva@yahoo.com. You can see that.
Okay, fine.
And Facebook, the same mail ID, you put it on Facebook, you can reach me.
Okay, great. So let's go to the final question. So what are you obsessed about?
I'll tell you my recent obsession.
Okay.
Apart from coaching or astrology. What really fascinated me is I had a trip out of India and there's a term called Akarshana. You know what's Akarshana?
Attraction.
Yeah. They say Akarshana is a kind of energy. And a human can create that energy.
Okay.
They say you can create three kinds of energy. Jana Akarshana. Okay. What is Jana Akarshana?
Attracting people.
Attracting people.
Okay.
Dana Akarshana. Which is?
Attracting money.
Attracting money. Shana Akarshana. Shana means what?
Time. Second.
Time. This moment you can attract it. This energy creation has been happening. There's a few countries like Indonesia is happening, China is happening, Europe they practice, and Italy they practice.
Okay.
Most specifically. So this Jana Akarshana, they use it probably for this politicians or this actors are using where they have people attract trust building is there. Dana, of course, business and anybody who needs money. Shana Akarshana is very important. Shana not just provides you either a money or people, it provides you peace of mind. It provides you good health. So this Akarshana is actually available in cosmic. And there's ways and means of attracting it. You create that energy, you can do it. And I'm obsessed about it. I'm fascinated, and I found few people are doing it. They taught me a few techniques. Yes, it does work for me. For my friend, it didn't work. So there are ways and means of doing it where it works for everyone. So I'm in the process of learning it.
Okay. So in the technique, in the sense, is it anything of physical part, or how is it? It's more of meditation, is it? Or
it's not just meditation. It's a combination of multiple things.
Okay.
As I told you, remember that physical intelligence, mental intelligence, emotional intelligence, spiritual, all put together. So it's a combination of quite a few activities, including your time, what you're going to do, how you're going to do, and how ethical you are, and how much. There are quite a few things. The belief part of it, you can attract it. And I have personally seen it. It works. I've seen that, and I go like, wow. And that's what really, hey, let's learn it. And there's nothing, as you know, my guru used to say, you've taken a human life to live happy. If you're not happy, it means the cosmic is expecting you to do something else. Understand what is either to astro or anything. So don't keep knocking the wrong door. What is meant for you, you understand that and keep moving. And that's what I suggest people. And life is very beautiful. Don't get yourself blocked. And it's only one. So live to the fullest.
That was super beautiful that I had you on the show and made you spoke all these things. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And
Yeah.
good to see you.